Welcome to 6WIND's webinar on accelerating network performance with 6WINDGate, featuring our customer Infoblox. My name is Kelly LeBlanc, VP of Marketing for 6WIND. Joining me today are 6WIND customer Shinton Udeshi, Product Marketing Manager for Infoblox, and Jan Rappaport, 6WIND's VP of Product Management. You can ask your questions using the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. We will answer the questions at the end of the webinar in the order that they are received. Let's get started. I'll begin with a brief introduction of 6WIND's software product portfolio. We have two software families. The first is 6WINDGate, a complete Layer 2 through Layer 4 networking stack available in source code optimized for standard commercial off-the-shelf or COTS servers. 6WINDGate is integrated by OEM vendors such as Infoblox to develop a complete networking appliance, solution, or system. And 6WINDGate is used to build 6WIND's second product family of vRouters or virtual routers. 6WIND's vRouter family offers a cost-effective, high-performance alternative to hardware routers and security gateways. 6WIND Turbo Router and Turbo IPsec are vRouters in the form of software appliances that lead the market with a performance advantage. And 6WIND Virtual Accelerator is a vRouter that powers the hypervisor with the necessary features for virtual networking, including an accelerated virtual switch. Here is a list of some of our key customers, many of which are brand names in the networking and applications market. Companies such as Infoblox, AT&T, Orange, Cisco, HPE, Nokia, NEC, Mavenir, Nuage, and many others use our software to build their own products or build their own networks. Today's webinar follows this agenda. First, I will introduce our 6WINDGate FastPath architecture for Linux networking. Then Shinton will introduce Infoblox's Advanced DNS Protection or ADP product. Infoblox has been working with 6WINDGate for several years to increase performance while reducing time to market for its market-leading products such as ADP. At the end, we will open the webinar for your technical questions with Shinton and Jan. Let's start with an overview of 6WINDGate's advantage. 6WINDGate packet processing software is the foundation for all of 6WIND's products, including our vRouters. It includes a fast path-based data plane architecture that removes Linux bottlenecks by running in user space outside the kernel. 6WINDGate uses the DPDK technology that 6WIND developed with Intel and open sourced. This results in 10 to 4 times the performance using less processor resources versus standard Linux for networking applications in physical and virtual environments. 6WINDGate's comprehensive feature set reduces development time from years to months by providing complete and modular stacks with acceleration for more than 50 protocols. 6WINDGate is available on market-leading processors, including x86 and ARM architectures. 6WINDGate FastPath software has been designed to be fully transparent to Linux. It supports Linux control plane and management plane applications with no changes. 6WINDGate provides a complete open management and monitoring solution based on Yang and NetConf with APIs for seamless integration with orchestrators and management frameworks. Finally, Tier 1 service providers and OEMs have been deploying 6WINDGate for critical networks for more than 12 years. Now for deployment options. 6WINDGate delivers flexibility and choice. It can be deployed in bare metal environments, in hypervisors, or in virtual machines. 6WINDGate is transparent to the operating system, hypervisor, and management, no matter which deployment option the customer chooses. 6WINDGate's accelerated data plane, also known as the FastPath, provides a turbo boost for Linux networking performance. A common problem with Linux performance bottlenecks is that performance bottlenecks in the kernel cripple scalability and stability. 6WINDGate overcomes this challenge by offloading data plane functions from Linux with a dedicated and isolated networking stack to increase predictable performance. Its lockless design enables scalability per core on multi-core platforms. With 6WINDGate, performance scales linearly with the number of cores. Now let's have a look at 6WINDGate's complete networking stack. 6WINDGate networking stacks include over 15 years of networking software design and development. It includes hardware platform independence with support for Intel and ARM, vendors leveraging DPDK in addition to Cavium. We deliver complete high-performance data plane networking stacks on top of DPDK to help customers save time and money to develop products. We have modules for Layer 2, Layer 3, and Layer 4, with roadmap modules constantly in progress to satisfy market requirements. We deliver a FastPath synchronization module to keep our FastPath continuously synchronized with Linux. Third-party control and management planes running on Linux can be used without any change. We also include our own modules for distributed architecture, control plane, management plane, and high availability for a complete solution. Now let's talk a little bit about our FastPath architecture. In the 6WINDGate architecture, the FastPath runs on the side of the Linux networking stack and control plane and receives all the packets arriving in the system. The FastPath checks in its local information base for how to process the packet. If the information is there, the packet is processed very efficiently by the FastPath's algorithms without involving the Linux networking stack or the control plane. If the packet is intended at Linux, or if the FastPath doesn't know how to process it, it's sent to Linux. This is the exception mechanism. This mechanism is totally transparent to Linux. For each network port assigned to the FastPath, there is a corresponding LinuxNet device or FastPath virtual interface. The packet is received on the FastPath virtual interface matching the packet's import port and processed by Linux without any need to know that a FastPath is running in the system. While Linux processes the packet, it learns new information. For example, a missing ARP entry or missing security association after they are negotiated. The 6WINDGate synchronization module catches the new event and configures the FastPath accordingly. This is the continuous synchronization mechanism. This mechanism acts, again, transparently so that existing Linux applications don't need to be modified. Thanks to these mechanisms, the FastPath is integrated with the rest of the Linux networking environment. And this integration is transparent to Linux, which means that no modification is needed to the Linux networking stack, control plane, or management applications. 6WINDGate's unique value proposition is seamless integration with Linux. This is paramount to our core transparency philosophy, and no other vendor can claim this. It starts with support for major Linux distributions. Existing Linux management tools such as IP route and IP tables can be reused with no changes. We support third-party open source control plane applications such as FR routing and StrongSwan. We also work with third-party management tools, either open source such as Grafana and OpenStack, or commercial such as Widest SDN controllers. Because of our transparency philosophy, developing new applications is pure Linux development. Linux running 6WINDGate is Linux. Now let's focus on our crown jewels, which is performance. All of our FastPath networking protocols are designed for the highest throughput with low latency and linear scalability with a number of cores. Our performance is independent of packet size, with the exception of IPsec. Here you can see examples of our data plane protocol performance per core on Intel Xeon E5 2690 v3 at 2.7 GHz. For example, for IP forwarding, we deliver 12 million packets per second per core. We've also published performance benchmarks for Intel Xeon Platinum processors, with 6WIN IPsec confirming 18 gigabits per second per core with 1,420 byte packets. Additional 6WIND benchmarks are available upon request. Now for management. We invested a lot of R&D effort in our next generation and open management available with 6WINDGate and our vRouters. For configuration, we offer both traditional CLI-based management and IT management based on Yang and NetConf APIs. For monitoring, we support the traditional SNMP and syslog mechanisms, plus data plane telemetry through SFlow, and analytics streamlined to a time series database through graphical front end. For deployment, we provide packaged images for bare metal, KVM, VMware, AWS, and leverage the Linux Cloud Init and Ansible features to customize the system. So our open management solution is fully ready for integration with orchestrators and management frameworks. Finally, we recently published all of our latest 6WINDGate documentation online in the resources section of our website. Here you will find detailed information from our architecture to our features and our management. Now I will turn it over to Shintan for an overview on Infoblox's ADP product.
For last couple of years, and we use 6WIND for our software ADP product. So software ADP provides protection against DDoS attack. So DDoS is nothing but distributed denial of attack, as in when the website or a network gets so many illegitimate requests that the network is not able to serve the requests that are the right one or the legitimate one. So recently there was a big article on, so DIN was the victim of distributed or DDoS attack, and DIN customers who dependent on DIN customers who dependent on those servers. So one of customers like Netflix, Twitter lost all the DNS service for several hours, resulting in a huge loss of revenue, and in some cases it impacted their brand reputation as well. So if the companies like Netflix had a secondary authoritative DNS solution like Infoblox, the DIN server outage wouldn't have impacted their business, and they would be able to operate even when under the DDoS attack. So next slide, please. So here are some of the data that shows how significant or how impactful the DDoS attack is. So the average cost of DDoS attack has risen to $2.5 million in 2017, and according to the eWeek report, average DDoS attack is over 2.5 million, and according to the other Arbor report, 84% of the enterprises were at least impacted once by a DDoS attack in 2017. And currently DDoS attack causes a loss of at least $100,000 an hour, and that doesn't even include the loss of reputation. It just includes the loss of revenue which is caused by DDoS attack. So next. So in order to protect against DDoS attack, we have something called as ADP, which is called as Advanced DNS Protection, and it provides or it defends against the widest range of DNS attacks. So ADP can prevent various types of DNS volumetric as well as DNS exploits based on attacks. It also prevents DNS-based data exfiltration through known signatures. So the three key benefits of the ADP are reduced DNS service disruption while continuing to block DNS-based attacks. Second advantage is adapt to evolving threats automatically using threat adapt technology. And the third advantage would be utilize data for threat management using Infoblox reporting. So first, let's talk about reducing the DNS service disruption. So ADP maintains application and service availability and DNS integrity by protecting against the widest range of DNS attacks. It also provides next level reliability with 99.999% availability delivered as a software defined service. Now, second point is adapting to evolving threats. So Infoblox offers threat adapt technology, which constantly adapts to new and evolving threats, and it automatically propagates DNS threat rule intelligence across the customer data for end-to-end DNS protection. It automatically protects the DNS server against the new and evolving. Thus, it automatically protects the DNS server against new and evolving threats, and it uses the threat intelligence from analysis and research and new threat, and based on the threats seen in the customer environment or independent analysis, all the threat data is automatically updated so that customers can keep up to date with the latest threats that are evolving or coming up in the throughout the world. And the last benefit is utilizing the data for threat management. So with ADP, you get a single pane of glass visibility to view all the incidents and for remediation using reporting and analytics. And this single pane of glass visibility provides a view of an attack across the network and attack sources. So next slide, please. So this slide shows all the different types of attack we protect against. So volumetric attacks like DNS reflection, DNS amplification, NX domain attacks. ADP also provides protection against exploits such as DNS-based exploits, DNS cache poisoning, reconnaissance, DNS hijacking, and so on. Next slide. So we provide, so ADP is available in both hardware form and a software form. Initially, we had only Trinsic appliances, and whenever customers had to get the latest version of ADP, they had to change the hardware. But with introduction of software ADP in the latest version, customers don't need to upgrade to new hardware every time they are looking for a new version of ADP. They can just upgrade the software on top of the hardware. Next slide, please. So for the applications on the left, so right now all the machines which are 4025, 4015, they have the higher performance and parity with PT appliances. And we use something which Kelly mentioned in the presentation before. We use DPDK, also known as Data Plane Development Kit, which greatly boosts the packet processing performance and throughput. So DPDK is the set of libraries and drivers for fast processing. So we use DPDK for our software ADP so that we can get the performance parity with the hardware ADP. So what are the customer benefits of using the ADP? So what are the main advantage of using the software ADP? First of all, it leverages the existing investment. So if you already have one of the Infoblox Trinsic appliances, or you can easily download the latest version of the software, and the software ADP is easy to download versus the full out upgrade to replace your existing physical hardware. The second advantage would be DNS attack protection for more environments. As I mentioned before, software ADP is available for broader range of Trinsic appliances that provides protection for data which is on-prem, which is on physic. So either data can reside on-prem or in the cloud, or it could be hybrid, and ADP will provide protection against all of them. And then we have flexible deployment options, so software subscription add-on for Trinsic appliances, Trinsic virtual as well as physical appliances, and finally performance parity. So we are able to achieve the performance parity by using 6WIND product, which allows us to process the packets faster, and then it enables customers to get performance parity with hardware appliances which they used in the past. So next slide, please. And how Infoblox solution is enhanced by 6WIND. So initially we were using all the hardware or our dedicated hardware solution, and every time, as I mentioned before, if customer had to upgrade to the latest version of ADP, they had to upgrade they had to replace the hardware. So now with 6WIND, we are able to move from a specialized generic off-the-shelf physical and virtual appliances to a, so we are able to replace that with 6WIND, right? So initially we had to replace multiple generation of cards due to hardware voltage regulation issues also. Now with since we started using 6WIND, we don't have to worry about that problem at all. At the same time, customers don't need any firmware level configuration. They can just use the existing services that are provided by 6WIND, and then hardware will be, so hardware, customers don't have to worry about hardware at all. And because of all these things, we are able to significantly reduce the cost of delivering ADP software, ADP solution to our existing and future customers. So that's it from my side, and back to Kelly.
Thank you, Shintan. That was a wonderful summary of your ADP product